Mute again. Sorry, thank you. Okay. 7.3, adding and subtracting rational expressions with a common denominator. And now seeing someone needs to go to the bathroom. What? Oh, someone's coming back to my class. Just kidding. Is there a charger over there? Okay, they're coming back for that. Do you want to unplug that? Okay. So sorry about that, guys. Sorry about the mute and the internet issues, but today is the last lesson. Typically we do without common denominators as well, but we don't have enough time. So today is your last lesson. So let's see how it goes, but it should go very quickly, okay? Because it's really a combination of everything we've been doing so far in 7.1 and 7.2. So the instructions are going to be add or subtract. Okay, it will not be split apart like it was in the last one where it was all multiply then all divide. It'll be back and forth, add, subtract. So pay attention. As always, show your work and simplify if possible. Okay, and we're going to start with a numerical problem to get us going. 10/12 plus 6/12. 10/12 plus 6/12. So since we have a common denominator, what do we do to combine these fractions? Add across. Okay, so it becomes 16/24.
You add the top.
You only add the top or the numerators together. Just keeping you on your toes, making sure you're being specific in your instructions. You all said add across. You didn't say just top. Okay, so we get 16/12. From this point, now we can simplify. So what do both these numbers factor of? 4. So it would simplify to 4/3. Start throwing in variables. X divided by 4 plus 5x divided by 4. Common denominators, so to combine like terms or add the numerators, we would get what? 5x. So we would, as the on the top, we'd get x plus 5.
No, 6.
How about
It would be 1x plus 5x.
so your total would be
6x.
6x. Okay, give me 1 sec, guys. Okay, give me 1 sec, guys. I've been trying to pay this bill with the doctor and they keep missing me, so I need to pay this right now before they close. It's over here. So give me 1 sec. The next number and have you guys try it. He already unplugged it. All right, work on that real quick.
X squared over x plus 7 minus 49 over x plus 1. Yes, they are. They're both x plus 7. You said x plus 9. I said 7. You said 7 the first time. Okay, Oliver, did I say 7?
I heard x plus 7 twice.
Well,
But you also said it like 7 times. So
Well, that's not my fault they came here. Well, we're behind you. You're the master. Well, listen up.
You want one to move to get the light turned back on? You turn off the lights? Oh, to see it better? Oh, okay. You're fine. I thought the lights turned off because you guys are so still. I have action lights, if you guys don't know that. If we don't move for long enough, it'll just turn off. Motion detector light. Okay. However, you made the light be a little harder. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. I tried to call them before, but then they were closed. And of course they call when I'm busy. So appreciate it. Okay, let's look at number 2 real quick. So what does 6x divided by 4 simplify to? Good, 3x divided by 2. And let's see how you did on number 3. Okay, what does the combined version of that look like? When I subtract across, what do I get? Good. Okay, so we just subtracted. What do you think I have to do from here? What? Say that again. No, I don't necessarily want to get rid of the squared on the x. Phoenix, what are your ideas? What?
Difference of squares.
Difference of squares. So in order to simplify, we will have to factor. So thinking back to how we've been working for the last lesson, we want to factor in order to simplify. So difference of squares would be x plus 7, x minus 7. And since we have an x plus, oh, sorry, the x kind of came out weird. Since we have an x plus 7 on top and bottom, we can simplify and we are left with x minus 7 all by itself. Okay. Now with number 3, we're only subtracting one term. Let's see on number 4 how that changed when you subtract more than one term. So number 4, we have y divided by 3y squared minus y plus 1 divided by 3y squared. How will that change when I have to subtract in this scenario? What will happen if I have to subtract more than one term? What math concept will we have to think about that we learned in Unit 1? What happens when you have to subtract more than one term?
But don't you add how do you say it? I can't speak. You take the negative sign and you multiply it, the y and the y.
The vocab word starts with a D. Distribute. You have to distribute the negative, okay? So we have y minus the quantity of y plus 1. So therefore, we have to distribute that negative sign to both parts. Now, you do not actually have to show this step in the future of actually writing it out. You can just mentally distribute it and write that out. So you would have to write y minus 1. Then from there, you can combine like terms. Okay, what does combining like terms give us in the numerator? Also a unit 1 skill. -1. Oh, those difficult unit 1 skills.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else I can do to simplify this?
No.
Yeah, I don't know if I was muted during this time, but the question was asked if the final was a whole year final. And I said yes, and someone said that unit 1 was too far to remember. And I said, I'm sure you can remember the basic unit 1 skills, which are prevalent in everything we do, okay? So that's why I said that. Just making a point that unit 1 material was just very basic level stuff.
Don't
Okay.
make it a book, everybody, please. Okay.
Now, in unit 1, we also discussed like rational versus natural, whole, integer, like the different types of numbers. That's a great thing to remember. Like if a question said this number is a define, is it natural, whole, integer, etc. Practice those things. Okay, number 5, x divided by 2x squared minus x plus 4 divided by 2x squared. Go ahead and complete number 5 on your own using number 4 as your reference. Does anyone feel like they have an answer? Phoenix? Yeah.
Okay, I got -2 over x squared.
Okay, anyone else agree? Phoenix said -2 divided by x squared. Do we agree? Okay, a couple nods. Virtual kids, do we agree it should be -2 divided by x squared? One person in the chat. Okay, let's see what we should have gotten. So first thing, we know we're distributing our negative. So I have x minus 4 divided by 2x squared. Combine like terms. So x minus x, so we get -4 divided by 2x squared. Okay, because 2 is multiplied to x squared and not added, that means the 2 and the 4 can simplify. Well, -4, which would give us -2 divided by x squared. Good work. Number 6, 3a plus 13 divided by a plus 4 minus 2a plus 7 divided by a plus 4. Go ahead and try number 6. 3a plus 13 divided by a plus 4 minus 2a plus 7 divided by a plus 4. All right, how about this one? How about virtually? Anyone virtually can give me what they think this one should be for number 6? Anyone virtually share me what they got on number 6?
A plus 6 divided by a plus 4.
Great job. Okay, great job, Annabelle. So when we distribute, we get 3a plus 13 minus 2a minus 7. So combine like terms, you get a plus 6 divided by a plus 4. Okay, why can I not simplify the 6 and the 4? Good, okay. Now, when I have done this problem in the past, I've gotten answers of 3 halves. And if you got that answer, I understand why you do that. But remember, the only time you can simplify is if the binomial matches perfectly or the trinomial matches perfectly. Other than that, it would have to be multiplied to each other to simplify. So you can't cross off the a's. You can't simplify the 6/4. This would be the final answer. Okay, so in this unit, there is always that issue that I have students that oversimplify and students that undersimplify. So make sure that you Goldilocks it and just do just right, okay? Okay, let's get back to some factoring. Okay, we kind of haven't done any factoring ones. 2x squared divided by x plus 3 plus x minus 15 divided by x plus 3. 2x squared divided by x plus 3 plus x minus 15 divided by x plus 3. So when you're adding multiple terms, does that matter or affect us really? Like it does when we're subtracting? No, we just add across. So I get 2x squared plus x minus 15 divided by x plus 3. Okay, now in the numerator, we should know that we're trying to factor. What should I keep in mind when I'm trying to factor the numerator? What should I keep in mind when I'm factoring the numerator?
What the denominator looks like.
What the denominator looks like, right? Because then 90% of the time we're trying to simplify. So we should think x plus 3 is probably one of the factors of the numerator. Maybe not, but it's most likely going to be because we want to simplify. So with that in mind, that kind of helps us set up what we need. So when we're factoring, as always, okay, if we're doing 2x squared, that means I need 2x and x. And with the thought that it's going to simplify, if I think that way, what would have to fill in the other part for that to work out?
Minus 5.
Minus 5, good, because 2x and x gives us 2x squared. 2x and 3 is 6x, minus 5x is x, and negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. And x plus 3 simplifies, so therefore we're left with 2x minus 5. Okay, so again, use your parts to your advantage. 90% of the time, at least something simplifies, at least one thing simplifies, okay? Obviously, there are problems where a lot of things don't, but we've never had a problem. Well, I said it and I was thinking in my head real quick. I don't think we've had a problem yet that nothing simplified. Okay, good. Good work. Okay, I ran out of room, so I gotta move to my next page. I'm gonna let you try number 8 on your own. A squared divided by a plus 3 minus 2x, or sorry, 2a plus 15 divided by a plus 3. A squared divided by a plus 3 minus 2a plus 15 divided by a plus 3. Okay, virtually go ahead and type in what you got as your answer. I'm gonna go swing by everyone's desk to see what they got. Okay, so we got. Okay, so on this, when we subtract a squared minus 2a minus 15 divided by a plus 3, when we're factoring, we should think in the terms of a plus 3 is most likely the value that we're going to simplify with. So if we're trying to get negative 15 and add to a negative 2, that means we need a minus 5. So a minus 5 is our final answer. And yes, I realize how close number 7 and 8 are. Okay, last two problems. Let's see if we keep our streak going well. Number 9, 7 minus 2x divided by x squared minus 6x plus 8 plus 3 minus 3x divided by x squared minus 6x plus 8. Okay, I'll give you a hint. The denominator will also need to be factored or simplified if you didn't already guess. We have 2 more problems in class today. Why is this not? Let's see how you do. Okay, again, if you're virtual, please be sharing your answers so I can check on your success and how you're doing. See how you doing, number 9. Okay, I'm going to give you about another minute, and then we'll go over this one. Okay, let's see what we should have gotten. So in the numerator, we have 7 plus 3, which is 10, and negative 2x plus negative 3, which is negative 5x. In order to simplify, we've got to factor the top and bottom. So in the top, we can factor out a negative 5. Now, you could have also written it as negative 5x plus 10, doesn't matter, as long as you made sure the negative still was with the negative, or sorry, as long as the negative was still with the 5x. If we take out a negative 5, okay, I'll go ahead and rewrite it as the second portion. we would get x minus 2. Factor the denominator with in mind that x minus 2 is most likely one of my options. So to get factors of 8 that add to -6, I would need a factor of 4. In order for it to be positive, it would have to be negative, or sorry, a positive 8, it would have to be a -4. So then x minus 2 simplifies, and we're left with -5 divided by x minus 4. Questions or concerns regarding number 9? Anything about why I did what I did, where it came from, anything like that? Okay, number 10 is the last one. 2x squared plus 3 divided by x squared minus 6x plus 5 minus x squared minus 5x plus 9 divided by x squared minus 6x plus 5. Again, 2x squared plus 3 divided by x squared minus 6x plus 5 minus x squared minus 5x plus 9 divided by x squared minus 6x plus 5. Nope, because we don't have enough time to get to it. That was the second part of this lesson that we would typically do on Monday, but we don't have enough time. So with common denominator is all you guys are getting to. Without common denominators is a possibility. And it would be very similar to how you would do it with a fraction. It just means you would have to multiply the whole fraction by something to get the denominators to match. So like if one was divided by 2 and one was divided by 4, you'd multiply one of them by 2 on top and bottom so that you could combine them. So it is a skill that is a possibility. We just don't have enough time to get to it. But I did hear yesterday that there was factoring on the state test. I told you it would be. Told you. Aren't you glad you did factoring practice this week?
I haven't tried the state test in, like, forever.
Well, that's on you. It did say you would get exemptions. I don't know how we'll get the scores back in time for that to be possible, but we've always given exemptions. Oh, I shouldn't say we've always. We've given exemptions for the last few years. I think actually it started when you guys were in 8th grade. Well, I mean, you guys wouldn't know any better. Like you wouldn't know if it had been there the year before, but I'm pretty sure it started when you guys were in 8th grade. I don't think it was there. I don't think we did exemptions the year before that. A lot of the stuff was stuff you did in class. You can't see my face, but I'm smiling because I don't know. So hopefully you had a wonderful teacher and listened and did great. For my kiddos that came, my virtual kiddos that were in my in the big gym, I was like running around at the beginning of class trying to get everything to everyone. We had computer issues, internet issues, charging issues, pencil issues. If you have an answer for number 10, you can put it in the chat. If you have questions for number 10, you can put it in the chat, or you can raise your hand. If you're in person and done, feel free to come by and let me know what you got, and I'll give you your homework. Oh, and they come running. Hold on.
The more time I have in class doing homework.
Not done. Oh, wait, hold on. Well, you didn't write a final answer. You like.
Oh yeah, I did it.
It's the right answer.
It is, but it's not the final answer. Yes. Well, look at these people that box their answers for me. How nice. Interesting. I think you're bringing it on yourself right now.
I'm gonna go talk to the counselor. I'm gonna go switch out of this class.
Okay. With 2 weeks left.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, you were the one that told me you don't remember anything about Unit 1.
I don't.
What you do.
No, I remember.
I didn't say you
Algebra
remembered
1.
everything about Unit 1, but I did say you should remember some.
I'll remember what I do. I think we were talking about the negative side of that, but then I can't remember the word for it. I was thinking. I didn't. I had one too. How'd you sleep through it?
You woke me up every day. You made me stand, and I fell asleep standing up.
How?
I think you made something to lean on.
Oh, no, I remember the people that fell asleep. He would like take their chairs and make you stand up.
Yeah.
Very
And
fast.
then I fell asleep standing up.
I'm going through and checking the in for our virtual answers. Well, my current 10th graders, this class and my other class is a combination of students I had 2 years ago and students I had last year. 2 years ago, I had 8th graders, and then last year I had new freshmen. So kind of a combination.
Never had these before.
I mean, you were in my classroom 2 years ago with Mr. Platt.
What do you have these?
No, that's true. Phoenix checked his laptop in my room 2 years ago. Oliver and Jesus, first time meeting. Luis I had last year. Mauricio didn't meet. Kelsey I had last year. Jason I had last year. Jesse I haven't had. Annabelle I had 2 years ago. Ani I had last year. Stephanie I had last year. To me I had last year. Andrew, I know your sister. I've never had you as a student, but so yeah. I always like when I see my kids again. Okay, let's see how it should be. So if you're not there yet, let me show you what we should have. You're fine. All right, so first thing we do is distribute that negative. So it should be negative x squared plus 5x minus 9. Okay. Combine like terms, 2x squared minus x squared would be x squared. 5x. 3 minus 9 would be negative 6. Then we're gonna have to factor the numerator and denominator. So in the numerator, we need factors of 6 that add to 5. Now this one's tricky because it could be 5 and 1, or sorry, 6 and 1, or it could be 3 and 2. However, we are trying to multiply to a negative and add to a positive, which means that one has to be negative and one has to be positive, which would not work with 3 and 2. So it has to be 6 and 1. And since we're multiplying to a negative 6, but adding to a positive 5, means we need a positive 6 and a negative 1. Then looking in the denominator, factors of 5 are just 1 and 5. So we're going to go off the assumption that x minus 1 is part of it. And if we're multiplying to a positive and we already have one negative, that means they both have to be negative. And so x minus 1 simplifies on top and bottom, and we are left with x plus 6 divided by x minus 5. Anyone have any questions or concerns regarding that one? Who else? I didn't read everyone. Brian, I had 2 years ago. Trying to think who else. Okay, that is it. That's the last problem for today. So you have 45 minutes of class time. I've already posted the assignment digitally. It is 10 questions as well. And we will grade that on Tuesday. And then we will give you information about the final for reviews. And on Friday, we will take the fast bridge test. So if you are a virtual kiddo, you will have to show your beautiful face. Okay, and that will be it. So have a great weekend. I'll see you Tuesday. Bye.